My name is Uncle Yo, I am the otaku stand-up, and my parents think this is just a phase. But any hardcore geek will tell you that being otaku is not a phase, it is a calling, it is a lifestyle, and that is why I'm happy to say the geek shall inherit the earth.
What does anime mean to you?
What anime means to me is
Dragon Ball Z,
Robotech,
Outlaw Star,
Battle of the Planets,
Sailor Moon,
Ultron,
Read or Die,
probably Akira,
Ronin Warrior,
Evangelion.
Studio Ghibli.
I've heard it defined in a lot of ways. It's, cartoons from Japan.
an alternate form of entertainment, an alternate form of storytelling, an alternate form of animating things.
And it's this thing that kids are into these days, but no one really understands what exactly it is.
yes, it is animated material that comes from Japan, but it's more about their approach to it.
I just knew that I loved those shows. I didn't think of them as anime because I'd never even heard of that term before.
I was one of those kids who started watching anime before they even knew what anime was.
I kind of had the notion that this wasn't American, but it was a cartoon.
And I didn't know it was anime at the time.
I never really knew I was into anime until after high school when I found out shows that I watched in English on Cartoon Network were actually anime.
You remember back when cartoons were cool?
My main reason for liking anime was that it had more detailed stories. It wasn't just anvils falling on heads. It's just the amount of storytelling that's involved with it.
The potential that animation could be so much more than Saturday morning cartoons.
A lot more than US comics.
I was really just wrapped up in how beautiful it was.
They don't hold anything back in anime.
It introduces real emotion into cartoons.
Sometimes there's the character development seems a lot more 3D and I can relate to them and I actually care about them, whereas in a lot of Western cartoons.
Anime has a whole ton of different kinds of stories and genres.
Certain animes go deep into that psychological aspect that is really interesting to try and figure out and understand.
Whereas, say, American TV can basically be broken down into cop dramas, medical dramas, sitcoms, and reality shows.
It tends to have good storylines that people in the US are a little more afraid to show.
Animation doesn't necessarily have to be a genre. The animation is just a medium.
In Japan, they treat animation as a storytelling medium.
But I just, as a teenager, all I knew was there's lots of this stuff and it's really interesting and I just wanted to see more. My appetite had sort of been whetted.
But I used to rush home, and I do mean rush home, to watch Robotech.
I wanted to hunt other stuff down.
I became really saturated. I really sort of devoted myself to it. I became so intimate with this show. It was
This group that met in the back of a comic book store. They would get together and watch videotapes that had been copied from a copy from who knows, somebody that had been in Japan.
It was like any fan of Jersey Shore or American Idol that you would see today, that was me in Outlaw Star.
But what really, really launched me into this stuff was going to Otakon 1998.
How are you guys doing out there?
Experience being overwhelmed by everything, and it's a whole lot of fun.
Nobody prepped me. None of my friends told me how much film I needed to bring, all this stuff.
Anime cons have a very fixed set of things. They have a game room. They have a cosplay.
These are all just costumes. Some of them are to nothing in particular, like here we have a maid. Hello. But some of these are costumes of things that most people probably recognize, like, for instance, here's a Batman.
They have panel rooms.
Episode 3 makes sense now!
They have a video room, or video rooms. They have a dealer's room.
I walked into the dealer's room for the first time. I was like, wow, look at all this stuff. I've never seen so much anime merchandise in my life.
Yes, people randomly get hugged here at conventions. It's a very tight-knit community.
The older otaku, the people who are in my fandom, don't come to cons anymore. What can I do to change this?
All anime fans get older at some point or another.
It's getting past that mindset that Americans have that animation is only for children.
I don't think any of us who really love the medium, want to see things get to a point where it's only the youngest fans who have just discovered anime that conventions are for.
And then when they see something that is animated that isn't for children, they're like, oh.
I I started going to some of the upper level stuff and would you come to a show that was 18 plus?
This is an important demographic, and they should be noticed.
In all honesty, there's a market for it.
I don't think we want to see all anime cons become essentially fan festivals for the folks who just discovered anime this year.
I've grown up, and as I've grown up, I've looked at the fandom and go, you know what, I may not like every aspect of it. And it may be, it's no longer what I remember and what I grew up with. But I still watch stuff, and I look at it and go, wow, that's cool. That's what keeps me here.
And then there was
good storytelling.
Anime cons are really kind of run to make fans happy and give happy fans someplace to be happy together. I think we want to see the convention experience be able to evolve into something that pleases all kinds of different people.
There's no place for us on the con circuit. The cons that used to cater to the older people in order to survive have changed to deal with the younger demographic because they're the people who have money.
As fans, we want a con for ourselves.
Okay, that's a little better.
Us that aren't, we're not 12. We're not 12. Okay, not 12.
We're not 16. We're not 17. We're not even 8. Most of us aren't even 18 anymore. We're all people who 20s, 30s.
Most of us are closer to 30 than we are 18.
To be honest, before I even, went to conventions, my salvation didn't even come from my friends in high school. It came from online forums.
What keeps me staffing is watching the fan community, watching it grow. Because when I was an awkward 18-year-old who apparently desperately needed the attention of being on stage, this community was here.
I was able to find friendship with people who I'd never seen their faces. To this day, I still don't know what they look like.
Because there was that community here, I found some of the best friends that I have ever had through anime. So I'm going to keep the community alive. Because damn it, if I know that there's not another awkward 18, 19-year-old boy who's very similar to me, who really needs some friends, and really needs his community.
Otakon for us is like our vacation.
Conventions like these, it's sort of like a birthday or a Christmas celebration. It's a reason to celebrate. It's a reason to save up your money and drive 100 miles and just get together, splurge, be party. It's basically it's an excuse to party. The reason you are here, exactly. Hey, geeks have to party too.
I know.
Being able to express yourself and be yourself aside.
Yeah.
It's a blast. I mean, we have people on staff who aren't even anime fans. They just have fun because conventions in general are fun. It doesn't matter what the subject is.
Yeah.
You're in a large group, in a large building, with big, big screens,
specific
big music, big noises, people in crazy costumes. It's like Mardi Gras. My love of cartoons in general, and generally my love of television, or just watching really cool things on a screen, is basically what led me to on the career path that I'm heading in now.
Uh-huh.
So in a way, my love of anime even, stems from pretty much the defining motivation for me, who I am, what I truly want to be in this world. And being an anime fan is an intrinsic part of that, and no force aside from the destruction of everything human on Earth is going to stop that.